I did in fact get into an accident in my car before. That car went, they turned, car kept going straight, and YouTube family, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please do me a huge favor. Make sure you like, leave a comment on the video, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to take the channel on up to the next level, trying to take it on up to the moon, baby. So make sure you do that for your boy. That would help me out a lot. Make sure to also check out some of my old videos where you can see some car meets, some Mexico action, you know, some burnouts, you know, some car talk, some car reviews with some dope cinematic footage in there. So make sure you go back and check that out, man. Some really great content there. For all my returning subscribers, I want to appreciate you guys for locking in with your boy and supporting me the long way, and you know, just being there on every single video, commenting and all that stuff, man. That stuff does not go unnoticed, man. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's keep this thing going all 2021. You see the title, you see the thumbnail, man. First I'm gonna say, you know, the car's good. Everything's good. The car is good right now. This is something that happened a while ago, maybe I think about 3 years ago actually, and I never really talked about it before. Some people may know this happened, some people didn't. I did in fact get into an accident in my car before, and it sucked. I will start off by saying it was not my fault at all. So I'm gonna talk about the whole situation, what happened, and kind of whole process and getting this thing back A1, right? So like I said, this happened about 3 years ago. Actually happened on a day after it snowed. So you can probably see where this is going. And for y'all even assume that I don't know how to drive, when you hear the story, you're gonna be like, you really wasn't doing anything. Yeah, that's kind of what happened. So it had snowed the day before. It snowed a lot down here. If you're not familiar with the South, when it snows, it doesn't snow often down here, but when it snows, it sucks because number one, they do not prep the roads that well down here. They don't allocate a lot of money to do that. So a lot of times the only roads that get cleared off and treated are main roads and highways. Back roads and neighborhoods, things like that, you're on your own, buddy. Like you are left to fend for yourself, right? And on top of that, if you've never been to this area before, especially this part of North Carolina, this area has a lot of elevation changes. So if you match poorly prepped roads with a lot of hills and bad and elevation changes, that is a recipe for disaster, right? So I was actually heading to work. I know a lot of you thinking like, why did you go into work? You should have just stayed home. Well, this is why I went to work. You know, first off, I'm the lead, I'm the manager. That's a little bit of my personal information that you guys do not know. My drive to work is mostly highways and interstates. So I'm really not on back roads a lot unless I'm leaving my neighborhood. I was thinking, you know, things will be fine, things will be good and everything. I don't stay too far from the interstate, so I know I didn't have a lot of bad roads to drive on. Granted, my neighborhood is kind of hilly and whatnot, but you know, I've driven in snow before. Yes, I have driven this car in the snow before. It's all about just taking your time, things like that. I know a lot of you guys are probably cringing right now that I actually would drive this in the snow. It is my daily, I drive it all the time. I trust my driving. When I was going to work, we were working on like a 2-hour delay. So we're trying to give, you know, the ice and all that stuff time to melt away before we went in. So I left my house, and I barely got out of my neighborhood when this happened. So left my neighborhood, got to the stop sign, right? I got to the stop sign. So I'm sitting there chilling at the stop sign. I see a car coming like towards my left. So I'm sitting here like, okay, so I'm sitting here at the stop sign. I'm looking this way. I'm looking both ways. I see a car coming from this direction, right? Now, one thing, like at this location where I'm at, there's a lot of trees blocking the sunlight, so the road was still icy in that point. And also there's a hill that comes down before you turn into my neighborhood. So I'm sitting at the stop sign, just minding my business. I see a car coming, and they had their signal light on to turn on the road that I'm turning off of. So there's gonna be turning beside me. So there's gonna be turning right. I'm waiting for them to go so I could turn left. Now, The reason I didn't pull out just yet is even though they had the signal light on to turn, I had a situation happen when I was in driver's ed back in high school. I was sitting at a stop sign and I saw like a car coming that had the signal light on to turn. And I was like, I'm just gonna go because they're gonna turn. The driver's ed teacher stopped me like, no, you can't go. You don't know if he's gonna turn or not. I'm like, he's got a signal light on, he has to turn. Lo and behold, that person with the signal light on did not turn, they kept straight. And the driver's ed teacher looked at me like, see? I'm like, you got it. So ever since then, anytime I see a car with a signal light on, like I don't assume they're turning. I wait till they actually turn before I go. So I was sitting there waiting for them to make the turn. Here's the part that sucks, man. So they were coming down the hill, and I could kind of tell, I think they were definitely going too fast for conditions, right? So it's coming down the hill, signal light on the turn. They went to turn like on the road that I was on, and because they did not slow down enough, that car they turned, car kept going straight, and bam, T-bone right in my door right here. If I got the pictures, I'll show it to you. You'll see all the snow and stuff like that. You'll see the car that hit me. It was like a Chrysler 200. You see the damage on their car, see the damage on my car, and all of that. So it sucked. Now from the inside of the car, it felt like it was going fast enough to make my airbags and stuff go off, right? So I'm looking at them coming towards me, and then as soon as I hit the turn, I could see they wasn't gonna make the turn, they were gonna slide into me. So I'm thinking like, they're gonna break the glass, my airbag's gonna deploy, and all that, because it felt like a pretty good hit on the side of my car, man. And it hit like mostly, and my car is dirty, so excuse that. It hit mostly a little bit in this area and kind of in this area right here, which you can tell from the pictures and stuff like that. That was the first start of the whole issue. Granted, one good thing that happened is the fact that where they hit me at. If I was a little bit further back, they probably would have hit the front of the car and probably damaged the steering and more of that, which may have possibly, I don't know, could have totaled the car if they hit that. And luckily they didn't hit the back tire, because that would have damaged all the suspension components back there as well, which could have, would have put it in a total state or whatnot, but it wasn't. So this happened like beginning of January, mid-January, back in like 2018, if I'm not mistaken, right? I'm pissed, I'm mad. Who wouldn't be, man? Like, I'm sitting at a stop sign and get slid into. That's why when people tell me to be careful, in my head I'm thinking, I can drive. I don't trust the other people out here, because a lot of other people here cannot drive, and they just drive completely reckless and things like that. So I'm sorry if I offended you. If you're one of those people that can't drive and that's watching that, y'all need to learn how to drive. But anyway, right? So call the insurance company. I have USAA. Both my parents are in the military, so my dad got me with USAA like about a year or so prior. So I've been with USAA for a while. Both served in the Army, so yeah, I never joined the military, but both of my parents were in the military. So little quick fact you may not have known about me there as well. I will commend USAA for taking care of me. They were really quick with getting everything squared away with the adjuster and all that type of stuff. I dropped the car off, I think it was at Caliber Collision in Charlotte, for them to get the estimate and figure out like what all needed to be done with the car, how much it could be. In the end, the price of all the damages was about $6,000 of damage. And the thing about it, where they hit, like they hit a little bit here and most of my door. And the thing about it, this whole part, as you can see, this whole part, all of that is one piece. Because of that little damage, all of that had to get replaced. If it was just a door, it would have been a quick fix. They could have just replaced the door, it would have been good. But most of the damage, we had damage on this little crease right here. And that was extremely hard to fix. So all that had to get replaced, like $6,000 of damage. And my car was down for like, my car was down for, I would say like a month and a half for them to fix it. Like a month and a half they would have my car. I do want to shout out that shop for taking care of me and get my car squared away and back good, looking good as new. A lot of people didn't even notice that happened, but they got me squared away and got me good to go and stuff. So that was a little quick story about a little situation I happened with the car. Granted, it was not my fault. Their insurance, they got really messed up because they had to pay for all that. I had a rental for like a month and a half. So they had to pay for the rental, had to pay for the damage on the car. I know their insurance rates went, that number right there went to the moon, you know. So, but you know, that sucked. And that's up, but I'm glad everything's taken care of now, man. So I just wanted to give you all that quick little story, man, quick little history, you know what I'm saying, and all that. So, man, I want to thank you guys for tuning in and just, listen to your boy on this, man. We'll catch you on the next video. We are out. Cut it.